A new year on the edge. Secrets, promises and cracks beneath the cheers. What should have been a clean break and a hopeful beginning instead unfolds as a long, uneasy night, one where resolutions are made under pressure, truths are skirted around, and love is tested in public view. It begins in chaos. A patient, barely discharged, is already plotting an escape, not just from the hospital, but from the country itself. Talk of passports, new names, and vanishing identities spills out in a panic-fueled rush. Time, they insist, is running out. Safety lies in distance. And yet, the logic is fragile. CCTV, hospital security, assumptions that danger would already have struck if it were coming. Clever deductions perhaps, but not enough to convince those left behind. Doctors intervene. A CT scan is required. Hours, not weeks. Just enough time to slow the momentum of flight. Apologies are exchanged, love is reaffirmed, and the promise of getting out of here is postponed. Barely. Elsewhere, the tone softens. New Year's Eve brings tentative hope. Plans are made for midnight drinks at the Rovers, for starting the year, as we mean to go on. There is talk of resolutions, not the grand, performative kind, but domestic ones, affection shown more freely, underwear finally lifted from the bathroom floor. It is light, playful, and deeply human, but beneath the laughter, suspicion lingers. Keys are questioned. Honesty is demanded. No more secrets, one partner insists, eyes searching for cracks in the story. Commitment is declared, earnestly, even desperately. The question hangs in the air, is it mutual? Across Weatherfield, grief quietly intrudes. A son debates whether to see his mother one last time. The funeral director has called. The choice, say goodbye or walk away, feels unbearable either way. Advice is offered gently, born of regret and experience. Sometimes, it's about entering the new year knowing you did the right thing. Sometimes, it's about not being alone when you face the hardest moment of all. Meanwhile, fragments of danger resurface. A name muttered in an ambulance. 3 strange words: rhubarb, blessing, hill, initially dismissed as nonsense. Until suddenly, they're not. A location code, a breadcrumb trail, a thread worth pulling, and then there is the pub. The Rovers becomes the emotional epicenter of the night, flowing drinks, clashing personalities, half-healed wounds, and forced smiles. People arrive declaring they are fine, and stay long enough to prove they are not. Loneliness rubs up against celebration. Old resentments sit shoulder to shoulder with hope. A conversation about abuse cuts through the noise with chilling clarity. The signs, the erosion of confidence, the gaslighting, the slow, invisible stripping away of self. The advice is simple but painful. You cannot rush someone into freedom. Push too hard, and you may lose them altogether. Then comes the moment no one expected. Before the countdown, before midnight, a knee drops to the floor. A ring is revealed. A proposal, sudden and public, erupts in cheers. Phones are raised. Drinks are poured. To the happy couple, the pub roars, and yet, something is off. Behind the smiles, doubt flickers. Was this romance, or pressure? Was it love, or a performance? Later, away from the crowd, the truth spills out sharp and fast. Accusations of embarrassment, of selfishness, of always needing to be the center of attention. What was meant to seal a future instead exposes a fracture already widening beneath the surface. As fireworks crackle overhead and glasses clink in forced celebration, the irony is unavoidable. For some, the new year begins with a promise. For others, with grief. For a few, with the realization that changing the calendar does not change the person standing beside you. And as the clock ticks into 2026, one thing becomes clear. This year will not be defined by resolutions, but by which truths finally refuse to stay hidden.